Today guys, I'm with Chris Robinson at his facility here. In what is this area? This is Coffs Harbour still?
Coffs Harbour, mate.
It's still Coffs Harbour. There you go, man.
A little bit south of it, but yeah, still Coffs Harbour.
There you go, man. So we're going to have a bit of a look around while I'm here. I've caught him. I know you're in the rush, so we'll do a quick look at some of the beasts that you've got. As you can see, there's one already in the background here.
Yeah.
But yeah, give us a bit of a tour, man. What have you got?
Yeah, for sure, mate. Yeah, have a look. So yeah, this is the depot we're still building here a little bit. Literally, yeah, we just pulled up here in the float, so you've just actually literally caught me off guard a little bit here. So yeah, we've just been running a bit of gear out west. I just got out of this float here. That's why it's so putrid. We've had a bit of rain. But yeah, this is our new depot, which we're still building.
So this is a new place. This looks,
yeah,
looks brand new, yeah.
Yeah, it's all new, mate.
Tell us about this beast, man. This is a
SAR Legend.
SAR Legend. Let's have a look at this thing, man. Far out.
Yeah, it's just this Cam's truck. Obviously, yeah, he's just come home and gave it a wash, ready to go again tomorrow.
Mate, that looks so good. How long does it take to wash this thing?
Well, for him, yeah, he gets in and gets it done pretty quick. He keeps it that clean all the time, so he does well.
That is so nice.
You'd have to spend a fair few hours a week on it, though, I'd say, because as you can see, the conditions around here at the moment is just mud.
Yeah, it's been pretty wet.
Well, that's what they look like typically, but then obviously we've got to keep up. You don't keep washing them, otherwise, you know, they lose their shine and the stainless starts perishing. But that's why we've got a big wash bay here.
So you've got a full wash bay here.
Full wash bay, yeah, to fit, obviously, because we've not only got earth moving, we've got obviously a full heavy haulage division. So we want to be able to, which, yeah, if you want to come for a walk, you'll see probably one of our floats has just pulled up.
There you go.
Out the back here.
Oh, I can see a dozer over there as well.
Yeah, we have dozers over there, getting a bit of attention done to the blade before it goes out. But we want to be able to wheel into the wash bay with, you know, something what we just unloaded here, a 50-ton excavator, over 3.5 metres wide, and drive straight through, pull up, wash your windscreen, and obviously kept driving. You know, that's what I wanted to build. For a bit of a luxury for the drivers, you'll be able to pull in, you know, from halfway from Brisbane to Sydney, call in, don't have to worry about unloading, drive straight through the wash bay, don't have to worry about height, width. External wash bays for the plant out the back here. So as you can see, yeah, one of our floats here, we just unloaded one of our 50-tonners, getting ready to go out to another job. And actually all this gear that's here, we've got 3 of our floats at the moment running back to back, taking all this gear out west to a job we've got to do.
When you say out west, is like what? Just not Western Australia? You mean?
No,
west of
here, mate. It's going to a wind farm project.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, this gear, it's all sitting here. These dump trucks. That's why I just come back. I just took one 745 out there and one of our other dozers. But yeah, that's
the setup. I love it.
Yeah, and in here, basically inside the shed. Like I say, eventually a lot of this has got to be all concreted. Got a full length pit, overhead cranes.
That's awesome, man. Look at that.
This is pretty well for all of our heavy haulage division.
So you can do all your own maintenance?
We do all our own maintenance, yeah. Our heavy haulage, so as you can see, we're still setting up here, coming off the trucks, all our lube set up. We've got overhead cranes here, you know, if we need to pull gearboxes out and diffs out or whatever. And this will, like I say, we're still setting up with all the workshop in here. There's still concrete to be poured out the back.
Yeah. What's that? Is that an old Bedford?
Here?
Yeah, what's
that?
Old
Inter. So yeah, obviously like we've spoken about before, we've got our working fleet, but we do have, as you know, I'm a lover of old Macs. So this is one of my old Macs that will be eventually done up. So that's a 525 V8 Titan. It's getting towards the last of the V8 Macs.
Nice. Oh, look at this thing.
That's that's one of my superliners.
That is amazing, man.
Yeah, so that's here's the deal.
Look at the shine on that.
Yeah.
That's sick. That is nice.
So yeah, this one here was obviously all done. We've got another one we've got our own paint shop around the corner.
Yep.
We've got another one just about finished. It's all getting assembled now. And then yeah, we'll
Have you got your initials up there? I love it.
Yeah, so this is actually what's going in the office, which is getting built behind us.
It's going to go in the office?
Yeah, so as you can see, this is a new office getting built. And I literally said to the builder, see that truck sitting there? I said, we've got to build the office
Yeah.
around that. And he thought I was joking.
Yeah.
But literally that's what we did. So we parked the truck in here.
Look at this.
And
Can't believe it.
That's going to be what will be a foyer. It's the front door. This will be a big roller door.
Oh, so he'll drive in like that straight through
Yeah,
here?
so when you walk into the future office to the reception, that superliner will be sitting there in the office. So you literally built the office around the superliner.
Mate, I'll tell you
So
what. That's dedication for the trucks, yeah.
that's it. Yeah, yeah.
That's so cool. That is a beast, man. Does that actually go to work or not?
Nah, not too much. It's pretty much we take it around to shows, and look,
Yeah.
if the job's there to pick up a new machine and it's not raining, we might take it for a run and pick up a new machine.
Yeah.
But pretty well we've got 4 of these V8s.
What would something
So
like
2
that?
of them.
What would it cost you, man, to build something like this?
Oh, look, it's a you know, basically I think John Kelly says it the best, as he pretty much what he does for a living. You can either come in and do one of these trucks for, I'd say, 300,000 or 600,000. There's basically 2 options.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're definitely not the cheapest truck to do up with the V8s and whatnot, and what length you want to go to. This one's a bit more custom.
Yeah.
The other superliner we're doing is completely original, restored. This one here, we don't know yet what this one will happen. The V8 V line we just finished, it's pretty well custom like this as well. So
Yeah. So the gold, because I had a Mack CH688.
yeah, so
And
the
gold means it's got a Mack diff, Mack gearbox,
You're correct.
Mack everything.
That's
yeah?
what it means. It's got full Mack running gear in it.
Yeah, that's why I had one of those. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never knew that when I bought it.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you got the gold one." I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, yeah."
Yeah.
There you go. See the gold. So if you didn't know that, gold means all Mack stuff. Silver means it's got like other bits and pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It might have a Mack motor, but it mightn't have Mack diffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, they'll be.
Look at that. Even on the air filters and that, on the air snorkels. What do you want to call them? No, what is that? The
Air cleaners.
air cleaners,
Yeah.
snorkels, whatever you want to call them. They've even got a little dog on there. How cool is that?
Yeah, and because of our office getting built,
Yeah.
we haven't got much control over dust. But
Oh.
as you've probably heard about, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, bit of a car collection.
Oh, you were telling us on the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a car collection.
Just a small collection. Yeah. Just a little one.
Unfortunately, yeah, they at the moment trying to build an office and shed and storage.
Yeah.
As you can see, they've got plenty of dust on them. But we're not far off getting the office complete, and all these will get cleaned up and whatnot and shipped around back to home.
Oh, right. What a collection, man.
Yeah.
What a collection. There you go, man. I love your the stickers and that you do. So that's all just
Our
wrapped.
work utes. Yeah, this is obviously one of our work utes. A lot of our work utes. We used to just have the small logo once upon a time years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we felt that these days, sometimes with our engineers on job sites, they like to see pictures.
Yeah.
Sometimes they road grader, Moxie water cart, So what I decided to do quite a few years ago, you'll see all my work utes now, not one's the same. So same sort of principle, but they'll have different pictures.
Ah.
So if you'll see me utes getting around, they'll have pictures of excavators and dozers and Moxies. And then it's amazing. I've actually literally been somewhere before, a job site, and engineers walked out and said, "Have you got 3 of these?"
Hey, so it's marketing, man. It works.
So
It works.
so it works for us. So we continue to do that. Yeah.
There you go. This is a cool setup, man. This is
Yeah.
really-
Look, it'd be good once we're all finished, and well, basically the idea of it is to have 3 drive-through bays, mainly based on the haulage. This actual particular bay here, like I say, not finished, but this is going to have. We've got to do some concrete out here, and we'll have a steel railway line inside the concrete.
Okay.
And then this one here will have steel plates that'll be in here. This will be an earth moving bay. So pretty much our track machines like dozers and stuff.
Yeah.
This will be a designated bay for track machines, so we can unload them out there in the gravel, spin them around, walk them on the railway line, just proud of the concrete, and then walk onto big steel plates in here, and we can, do full engine change outs if we need, or track gear or whatnot. But obviously having an earth moving and a haulage, we obviously that bay there is designated to to haulage. We'll have some earth moving, and then we'll have full drive-through bays as well. So typically we've got 6 separate bays.
Yep.
Or full drive-through bays, as well as a full wash bay facility out there.
I suppose you need that when you got such a big fleet and stuff. If you just got to
You
make
do.
it as efficient as you can, yeah.
You do, yeah, you certainly do. To make life a little bit easier, like obviously once I haven't had all this all my life. Like generally, I was most of my life, I should say, I've been out there laying on that gravel underneath machines and didn't have the luxury of a pit or a crane or even room for that matter. But obviously now, so this depot is based on basically 5 acres. So we've got you know, plenty of room, as you can see now, for trucks and machinery and attachments and stuff like that.
Cool.
But yeah, we're hoping by probably another few months, mate. Like obviously it's hard while we're working.
Yeah.
At the same time as trying to get stuff done, you know, and the weather doesn't help. But we're hoping about 3 months' time to have the whole place finished, which would be different. Be all fenced off. We'll have sealed roads in. Actually, like to have nice grass and trees planted around it, and you know, somewhat so when you drive in, it's once, you know, a little bit dust suppression settled for the trucks when the boys have just washed them.
Yeah.
And pretty well, I think by the time we finish, I'd like to think that at the back here will be the only bit of gravel.
Yeah.
For obviously the track machines to spin around. Apart from that, front and the 2 sides will be all concrete or sealed, just so we can control the dust and mud around here.
Nice. Hey, I see you got a duck over there. So
yes, that's the only one in Australia too.
Is it?
Yeah. So I got that.
What, the
specially,
only cat one?
a 319.
Oh, is that those new? Are they new?
Yeah,
the 319s?
yeah,
because they just brought them out, didn't they?
Yeah. So that's, you'll find that one there is. I saw that at ConExpo. A couple of ConExpos ago now.
Because I think the Dirt Ninja was saying, Tom Gardoki was saying he wants to get one.
Yeah.
Not a duck though, just a regular one.
Yeah. No. So we were over at ConExpo there a couple of years ago, and I saw this, and I've always ran ducks, but I've ran different makes and models, Matsu and Hitachis and cats. But I really liked the 20-ton class one. I had a 21-ton Hitachi once, but having a full conventional back, it was quite big on road areas, swinging out over the road.
Yep.
So this here is a 319 full zero swing, but a 20-ton class. Now, Caterpillar in Australia, as in Westrac and the likes, aren't bringing them in. It's just American market only.
Oh.
So I had to do a special order. But as you can see, when you get near it, it's quite big.
It is.
It's a big machine, but it's very well balanced, good reach. We've got a full cat rotating hitch on it too, not an edge con. That's a cat rotating.
A cat one.
That's a cat rotating hitch.
You don't see many of them, do you?
No, you don't. So once again, that was quite new. This was a couple of years ago now. This machine's got only 3,000 hours on it now.
Oh, wow.
This machine, so we've had it for a bit. But yeah, it's got full cat rotating hitch if the pinches.
How cool is that? Have you ever operated that one?
Yeah, I've had a little bit of a play in it. It's I was surprised how stable it is. Very nice. Now operator's on it. Mitch, he's been on. This is probably his 4th duck now.
Yeah.
And he loves it. He really rates it.
Yeah, I've heard you can get a bit seasick in these. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's how you set them up. I set mine up a little bit different. I run solids one end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So rather than the tubes, so up this end here, they're actually full solids, solid rubber.
Yep.
So therefore, you don't have to put your stabilised legs down so much. You can, you know, if otherwise you do.
Yeah.
So you can sort of pull up and to a certain degree work.
Without having to put them down every time.
Takes the bounce out of it, you know. You can lean over and grab something. So I usually tend to run solids, and it helps with punches too, right?
Yep.
A bit, but yeah, no, that's that machine, mate. I think they need to start bringing them in standard. I think that would be a good option.
Yeah. And that'd be more for what, the infrastructure sort of jobs, roads?
Yeah,
and
this one here works on the freeway. It's got a trailer. It's over there.
You got one of those too, yeah.
So I got that out from overseas.
I see Europe, man. Europe,
Well,
and
that's where it come from.
Yeah, they're real popular over there.
Yeah, so that tows that trailer, and obviously you've got broom attachments, spreader bars. You've got all your attachments. You can put them in your trailer, tow them around. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. Good idea.
Yeah.
There's these attachments there.
So yeah, it works every day on a freeway, and
that's a tipper as well.
It's a tipper, full
Yeah,
tipper.
so you can actually like just find somewhere to dump
so
yourself, come back.
At the moment, we're finishing works now on this current freeway we're on, and pretty well you don't need a tip truck.
Yep.
You can go along and trim batters and just load yourself. When it's full, go tip yourself out, or the opposite, put a load of topsoil in and dig out from back and topsoil batters. And
Yeah. That's good, man. It's a nice big bucket over there.
that's off our 374, so that's a 5 cube bucket.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just sat in O'Neill's 69, 690.
Oh yeah, 690,
and he had a 5 cubic metre
yeah.
bucket. I was loading the screening thing.
Yeah.
With it.
So it's a mass excavation 374.
Yeah.
So that's why we're able to put that size bucket on it, and it handles it really good.
Yeah, it's a big bucket, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That was my first time on a 70. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. So bit of gear home here at the moment. So once we get to 50, yeah, it's just come home from project, and we've got to literally, as you've seen, we've just unloaded it, and it's hammers on the float there beside it. It's just come in, and we've basically got to have this washed clean with the next 3 hours reloaded to leave tomorrow morning to start the next job. So that's why it's obviously Saturday here today, and we've got young fellas in and working around the clock all weekend to make it happen. But that's the beauty about, I guess, having a depot, to have wash bays, and allows you to try and get a machine off a job to the next job. By having a depot, you can bring stuff home to, allows guys to have the ability to wash bays, to wash things, have your own haulage company.
Yeah.
That's how it makes it possible to shift a machine from one job to over 800-900 kilometres away the next day and start working by Monday. And that's what we're doing.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, there you go. All right. Well, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed that little tour. Thank you very much for your time, man. I know I sort of caught you off guard, but
no, you're right, mate.
I was up here. I'm like, I'm going to catch him. I might not do this again. Who knows? So no, I'm really, really happy that you gave me the time. And there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed Robinson's Earthmoving, man.
Thanks, mate.
Take it easy, man.
Cheers, buddy.
See you guys. Watch the next one.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For trucks, obviously. On the lot.
He became steel resistant.